Hello guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. This is Sorin and today we're gonna discuss whether the TIII JAGER is gonna worth your time and money in World of Tanks. So, this vehicle will be announced as a part of the loot boxes for the Waffle Trager event in 2023. And the JAGER prototype is gonna be the brand new vehicles that you can get. On top of the other 12 vehicles that you can get by opening 50 on average loot boxes. So starting off with this vehicle, you have a 3-member crew, which is a bit less, and personally I would love to have like more guys to train experience at a time. And the vehicle looks kind of slim but long, so it's really short, really not tall, but it's very long. It does have an auto ricochet angle, but don't worry, this vehicle has only 30 millimeters, which means anything that is gonna fire at this vehicle is gonna overmatch. That's about how the vehicle looks like. Let's actually compare it to the Waffentrager of Panzer IV because both of those vehicles are sniper schnitzels. So, starting off with the damage per shot, this vehicle has 420 alpha damage, which is among the lower side of the spectrum. What this vehicle benefits though, it's 268 millimeters of AP pen, which is just enough to penetrate your enemies, reliable with AP, but if that is not enough, then for 326 meters of penetration of APCR should do the job. Respectively, this vehicle has 1100 meters shell velocity on its AP and 1400 on its APCRs, which should make sniping very easy with this vehicle. In terms of the HE, I do not really recommend it as both the penetration and both the damage are not the highest. In terms of the alpha damage compared to the Waffle, well, it's a minus 140. The penetration is less, and pretty much you have kind of the same rate of fire, which means, yeah, this tank will not have the best DPM. You have the same alpha damage as you'll have on a Leopard PTA, which is a bit meh, considering this kind of performance. Obviously, because the vehicle look very similar, and you can compare this vehicle to the 490 alpha damage stock gun that you get on the Waffle. But that's the best gun that you can get on the Waffle, isn't it? The 560. Well, in terms of gun depression angles, you have -7, which is I think the same as you get on the Waffle, but if you play it backwards, which is kind of workable. But what is not really workable is the 12 degrees of gun elevation and the 30 degrees gun towards the left and towards the right. So you will not be able to pick corners with your rear just as you do on the Waffles. So therefore, in terms of the maneuverability of this vehicle, it is gonna struggle a bit more. But what is very respectable of this vehicle is the aiming time and the dispersion. This is one of the most accurate vehicle that you can get at the higher tiers, comparable with the Strutzfan 103B and the UDES, making this vehicle kind of a really respectable sniper. So yeah, in terms of the DPM 2406, it is way below the 3000 that you get on the Waffle, but that is still very good if you can manage to connect the shells in terms of this very good hand handling. So the DPM should be a limiting factor just because the vehicle is way too accurate. In terms of the survivability, what we have is 1650, which is a bit better than the Waffle, but comparing it the armor, yeah, obviously people are gonna fire HE at you and your hit points are not gonna last that long. In terms of the mobility, you are faster than the Waffle because you have 17 km an hour, actually 7 horsepower per ton mobility, and you have a more powerful, actually double the power and nearly double the mass of the Waffle. So you can actually, you don't want to ram this vehicle, but obviously you're gonna be way maneuverable, you're gonna have way more mobility than the Waffle on the map, which is very nice. On top of that, you have 45 km an hour top speed, so this vehicle will probably want to use a turbocharger, to get it up to 50. And on top of that, the reverse speed is 18, which is very respectable. You can go backwards quite fast. You can pull back down ridge lines, and yeah, there is nothing really spectacular about this vehicle. This is your normal sniper shooter. You do not have any switch mode, any travel mode, anything like that. Concealment wise, you have the same concealment as the Waffle, but I don't know why, because obviously I think you're the same. You are a bit shorter than the Waffle, but obviously you are longer. So better make sure whenever you park in a bush, make sure that you hide the entire of the tank. Next, the 370 meters view range, it's on the lower side, and in terms of configuration, probably you want to use, if you don't have the best crew, probably you want to use even, I don't really recommend binoculars. Probably coded optics will be the best. And because this vehicle is an open top, actually it's not an open top, you can use other vents as well. So let's see what we can use. We can use the gun rammer, which will be on the on this slot, and if you configure it to its fully, we can use the suspension. We want to be a bit more accurate. 0.26 is very respectable. Or actually, if you want to use some of that, you can actually pump that DPM up. What you want to use is aiming circle once again, some view range that will help you a lot, and because we already made our circle small enough with this, we can actually get the DPN up to 2800. That's kind of perfect. Brother snaps, recon, and citation should be mandatory once you get this kind of crew, giving these vehicles some what's this, some camouflage, giving it some chocolate. That should be very good, and we can actually see where we can actually invest our last slot. 4000, actually 467 meters should be just enough. 33 stationary and 21 moving. It's arguably where do you want to use an exhaust system or a turbocharger, and for the sake of it, let's actually use either a turbocharger in a mobility slot. Actually, there is no mobility slot. There it's either scouting or survivability, which means we can drag this along. Perfect. So this is how this vehicle is gonna look like in terms of my setup. 3000 DPM shall be just fine. You can manage to connect. You're gonna have plenty of mobility and plenty of view range to make yourself useful. And if this was not enough, I actually have for you two guys that played this vehicle. Let's see how their performance looks like. So 55% win rate for a 53 what is this, 53 battles with an average of 2.1k damage. That's not the most, if you ask me. That's the same, actually that's worse, that's actually better than the Waffle, so I'll take that back. That is much better on a Waffle with an highest damage of 4k pretty much. The battle survive the hits is 65%, which means this vehicle it's very accurate. And on the second guy that it's much better, this guy it's way better than the first one. He has a 63% win rate over 30 games and 1000 base experience, but he never managed to ace this vehicle, and he's averaging 3.2k damage. In terms of hits, he's hitting 78% of its targets, which is very accurate for this. Sorry for that. And on top of that, he managed to secure 5.6k damage for his best games. So yeah, this was the TIII Jaeger. Hopefully you enjoy the video, and hopefully you get an idea of what this vehicle is capable of. And if not, Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more.